everyone, it's Miss Lauren. Welcome to our Nature Portraits program. So the first thing we are going to do before we even think about our nature is we are going to make the Salto. So right now, I've got 1 cup of salt. I'm going to need 2 cups of flour right here, and then I'm going to need 1 cup of water. It's a very easy recipe. Let's go through that again. 1 cup of salt, 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of water. And then we're going to mix it together. We're going to kind of use our hands to mix it. Or we might use a whisk to mix the dry ingredients first. So first, that's what you want to do. We're going to add our dry ingredients. So there's our salt. And then I'm going to get out the flour. And I'm just going to kind of scoop it in like this to make less of a mess. And there's 1. But of course, there will still be a little mess because we're working with Miss Lauren here. Okay. So I've got our dry ingredients. We're just gonna give them a good mix like this. We're gonna make sure that everything is good. Everything is fine. Okay, oops. So we've got our salt and flour mixed. Next, we're gonna add our water. And while I do suggest using a liquid measuring cup, this is all I've got on hand. So we are going to slowly begin mixing in the water. So we're going to stir as we go along. And you can even see it's getting a little clumpy in the middle. So maybe we'll pour the rest in the middle. Whoa! And then we'll go like this. It almost smells and looks like oatmeal. And we're going to mix it all together so that everything gets a little wet. So I'm going to pause it right now because my instructions say that you need to knead it. So you need to play with it for 5 minutes. So I'm going to do that. And by the time it's all done, we will be ready for our portraits. Before we get started on actually using our nature portraits, we are going to make our little canvases and we're going to make them round. So you see how mine is kind of all not round. So we are going to take a cup and we are going to do kind of like this and get it so all the pieces are able to get picked off. And then it's more round. It almost looks like a cookie, doesn't it? So what I did was I took some of the salt dough and I packed it in my hands to make it as smooth as possible. And then I put it down and I'm going to do the cup again. And we are going to mix and get all the little pieces out so that they're round for our funny faces. So that's good enough. He's got a little bit of a cleft in his head, but you know, variety is the spice of life, my friends. Okay, so we've got our as round as they can be salt doughs. And this morning before work, I collected a bunch of rocks and sticks in front of my yard. So we're gonna take some little ones out. And we are going to make a happy face, and then we'll see what kind of face we have left over. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 pieces that kind of look the same for eyes. So I'm going to use these 2 ones, and we are going to stick them in there very carefully, just like that. And I think my friend should have a big nose, so I'm going to use this rock as his big nose. And like I said, he's going to be a little happy. So we are going to use our rocks to make just like a snowman you would see. Right? He's happy. And should we give him some hair? I've got some sticks that are just perfect for some hair. Maybe if we break them into little pieces, we'll give him a couple pieces of hair. So yeah, here we go. Here's his hair. You know what? Maybe we'll leave it like that, and maybe he'll be a bug. I think that looks pretty neat. Okay, let's get inspired for the second guy. What do we think we should do? I kind of think this should be his mouth. Or even, oh my gosh, a mustache. What do you think? I'm going to look in here and try to find 2 similar-sized rocks again. So that one's kind of small and flat. This one's kind of small and flat. You know, this is going to do. And there are his eyes and his mustache. And I don't know if I have a perfect mouth for him. Maybe something just like this. Make him a little bit surprised. And we'll give him a little bit of hair as well, maybe actual hair, or maybe something like this. And I think that is perfect. So this is how you make nature portraits, guys. And these are the two examples I've made. So I hope you're able to use the recipe, the Salto recipe for this and other projects since it's so easy. And I hope you're able to walk outside before it rains to get some supplies to make your own cute little nature portraits. And I'm gonna let these dry on a windowsill, and by tomorrow, I bet they will be dry and ready to hang up somewhere like an ornament. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. We'll see you next time.